Hello friends, welcome. So today we are going to discuss what is difficult in Swedish. Silent letters. Don't you think so? Yeah, actually it is. Like for example, R plus consonant. So any word after like R, if any word starts with consonant, then R will be silent. So here are some example. Jag heter Sara. So now it will become Jag heter Sara. Jag heter Sara. So in jag is not jag. It's become G is always silent in svenska. Always means in jag. In this it is always silent. So it will be Jag heter Sara. And in vad heter du. So D is always silent. So va hete du. Why R is silent in hete before du? Because D is a consonant. So R becomes silent. So va hete du. Va tala du for sprock. So here same rule applies. D is silent because in vad D is always silent. Vad is what? Talar du. R becomes silent because D is a consonant. Talar du. So tala du. For it's not for, it's for sprock because S is a consonant. So how it is? Va tala du for sprock. Next example we can say verifron kometu. We won't say that verifron komardu. So R is a silent when the next word start with a consonant. I hope it makes some sense. So now when the R is not silent, right? It was silent before, now it is not silent. When the next word after R is a vocal, then it is not silent. So for example, if I say someone name is Anna, so Anna starts with the vocal. So jag heter Anna. So right now R is not silent. Jag heter Anna. The next example, jag älskar ananas, because ananas A is again a vocal, and älskar, in this älskar R comes uh, before ananas as a like it's a vocal and R combination. So now we will say älskar, not älska. So jag älskar ananas. So if it was not ananas, something else, like for example, you want to say jag älskar Daniel. So it will jag älskar Daniel. So it is again when R is silent, when R is not silent. But one thing, in G is always silent in jag. So you say jag. Jag älskar ananas. Okay friends, let's do a little grammar today. I'm going to take you to the two verb, and there are two types of verb, group 1 and group 2. First verb is arbeta, infinitive arbeta, and second is ringa. So in present form, arbeta become arbeter and ringa become ringer. So in the group 1 arbeta we will add R, and in group 2, which is a ringa example, we will remove A and add ER, which will become ringer. So we will discuss the verb in a separate lecture, but as of now, just to start off with, arbeta become arbeter, we will add R, ringa become ringer, we will remove A and add ER. So below is one line from a paragraph. It says Noi kommer från Thailand och pluggar i Uppsala nu. Noi kommer från Thailand och pluggar i Uppsala nu. Okay, now let's do Urdhvalyat, which means word order, which means how to make sentences in Svenska. In Svenska, we have uh, parts of a sentence. The first part is called as fundament, second is verb, third is subject, and then rest of a sentence. Fundament is consist of subject, did, time or plats, yeah, means place. And if subject come in on a in first place, like in at the time of fundament, the third place subject will not come. So subject will either be at the first place or the third place. But the second place will always be occupied by a verb. So in a sentence there could be verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, many 2 or 3 verbs. So here we are taking example of a single verb sentence. So let's do an example. Jag kommer från Indien. Jag studerar till IT. These two sentences start with subject, which is your. Now the next sentence, potisda, it starts with the time. So it says potisda och jag till Malmö. Potisda och jag till Malmö. Equal, which again a time, vill jag äta pizza. Jag talar inte svenska. Idag kan jag inte gå till jobbet. So now you see how we make sentences. So always remember that verb and subject, they always comes together. If first place is subject, then second is verb. If first place fundamental is time or plat, then second is verb, third will be a subject. So this is important point to remember, that second place will always be occupied by a verb in svenska sentences. Okay, the next part is frågord, which means question words. Uh, in question words, the fundament will always be a vad, var, very, from. So those words which represent a question, like in English, what, why, when. So in Svenska we have vad, var, very, from, när, so when. These are the question words. So fundament, the place, the first place will be occupied by these words, and then second place will always be, as I said before, by a verb, and third place by subject. So again, the verb, subject always together. So second place verb, then third place is a subject, because the first place in question word is occupied by vad, var, very, from, när, when, these words. So for example, va taladu for språk, va ligger Stockholm, very, from Komedu. So now you understand, like verb second, subject third, because fundament is occupied by a vad, var, very, from, so which is a first place. So first place is occupied by a question word. So this is how we make questions in Svenska. Now at the end, let's understand the question word, the reply for which is yes or no, like no, nay, yeah. So when the reply is yes or no, the sentence start with the verb, so not with the question word, which here we are not using in a fundament like vad, var, vari, from, where which we need a particular reply to fill in. But when we just need to reply nay or ya, then the sentence start with the verb. So the example is Talar du svenska? Nej, ja. Är du gift? Nej, ja, depending on your reply. Spelar du guitar? So again, so because now you see, we are not using fundament is empty. We are not using fundament. We are starting our sentence with verb. So when the sentence start with verb, that means that it's someone is asking you or expecting a reply in yes or no. I hope it makes some sense to you. So that's all for the day, and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and meet you in the next class. By the time, take care of yourself. Hey,